What's up, beautiful people? How are you doing? Playing back in the room. Back again. It's Thursday. Back actually on a Thursday this time, which is nice. Um, and my friends are here. Horatio Sands and Michael Delaney.
And Michael Delaney.
Hey.
So
Hey,
yeah,
guys.
What's up, everybody?
I don't know if you've been following the whole comedy festival thing, but like a lot of the comics have come back now.
No. Yeah.
Louis was on Bill Maher. He talked about it, and then and then all the other comics have been like on their podcast and stuff. So, so what's his name? The dude that was on Mad TV, Ari Spears. He went, and he was like, people were getting on him, and he just like he made a video of him on his flight. He had this like first class flight. And he's pretending like he was reading the newspaper.
It was upside down.
Pretended to read the paper.
Yeah.
The paper's upside down. It's
Like he's a gentleman.
Like he's and it's like fucking all gold and shit in the on the plane. He's got like a suite in the plane. And he made a video. He was like, "Fuck you, people."
I mean, yeah, that's the other way to go. It's just like, yeah, fuck off, dude.
Well, I mean, him, of course, yeah. I mean, him, I would be like, yeah, go, whatever, do whatever you got to do. I mean, this is not like, but
Yeah, Bill Burr seems to be getting the brunt of it because he's the truth speaker.
right. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's his brand. The brand is he does some bullshit, and then he does this, and
I think he's actually talked about it before too. He's actually like talked about that in specifically, like going over there and stuff. So yes.
Yeah, he was talking about like someone going over to do a show like at Gaddafi's Sons, something like that. It's like, are you out of your fucking mind?
But you know what, guys? No matter what, if you take a job with any corporation, if you go buy something at Kmart or Walmart or Burger King, you can trace back to who the owners are, who the top dogs are, and there's some horrible person at the top of every pyramid.
That's
much,
always
yeah.
That's always the
more
excuse.
egregious.
Yes, that's always the
It's an
excuse.
excuse. It's an
We're
out.
not.
I'm playing
We're not
devil's
performing.
advocate.
We're not performing for the government. Like we don't have to come out and bow to the king and shit. I mean, maybe we will soon, but
Yeah, no, they're not performing for the government. They're performing for the money.
well, yeah, but I mean, it was at the behest of the government because a lot of the excuses like, well, the people there, deserve to have comedy too, which I understand that, and I would
Not
think that
really.
too, but I'm like, do the slaves get to go to the show too? Like,
Right, yeah.
I doubt it.
There's a slave show at 9 in the morning. No, even worse, yeah.
The first show's a slave show.
You got to do a slave show at 5 a.m. because we got to get them working at 6. All right.
But don't talk about it. Don't talk about them being slaves, though. That's
Slaves are here. Welcome, slaves.
Wait, when you guys say slaves, do you mean all women? We're talking about the Middle East, right?
Yeah, because that's another thing they've been like, well, what about our government and all the bad things that we've done? I'm like, I'm not performing for the fucking government. I don't. No, I would not. Like maybe if there was a government person that I liked or I endorsed or whatever, or he asked me to come and do it, that's different from, and that's basically what they did. But if Trump asked me to do something, it's a no. I'm not going to perform for Trump. No.
That's why the Yankees. That's why the Yankees are getting shit online too, because they're like, fuck you, because they were like took a picture with Trump and they're like conservative. They play a silence for Charlie Kirk at Yankee Stadium, some weird shit like that.
Hey, Yankee Stadium, come on, man.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium, like Let's sing the national anthem again, this time for Charlie Kirk.
I think Dana Carvey went and visited the Bush White House, and they were like, "It's a lot of fun, just having fun up there." But then when Bush wanted Will to come to the Bush Junior White House, he was like, "No,
Yeah, no,
thanks.
We don't really like you." I am sure,
No,
and I'm sure
to another level.
Yeah, that's the beginning of like, you guys are evil. But we're still like, well, I think,
and
I think Bush Senior was in the government, and he's a solid guy, at least for the institution. But then like after that, people started saying, even for, but no one knew that really.
That was his image. He tried to play this, act like he was this, Johnny Milk Pail guy. Who was
tough guy?
Your friend, everybody's friend. No, not tough guy. Even though he's the head of the CIA, he had that opposite kind of thing that he tried to project. That I'm just a regular fella, like he was this crossing guard.
You mean you mean Dad?
Senior.
Yeah.
Pops. But then Junior came in and just let his friends run roughshod over everything for money in the most transparent, disgusting
Not even
way.
his friends. Like Cheney, he didn't even know him. He just came.
No.
I'm going to be your vice president.
Sorry. You're right. I totally misspoke when I said friend. I meant crony.
Yeah.
Crony. Dad's friend.
Yeah, Dad's
Which was
friend.
Will Forte's. When everybody had to do Bush after Will left SNL, Will Forte's whole thing was, come on, guys, we're cronies. That's what we do. It was like, come on. He played this very sympathetic, kind of simpering, feel sorry for me. Hey, I'm a crony. I'm just doing what cronies do. Come on, man.
Chelsea Clinton's
birthday parties were all good, says Look Bovine. Look Bovine, you must have been at one of those parties. So you must have drunk of the punch.
We used to see Chelsea Clinton all the time, right? Remember, Horatio? In Manhattan?
Yeah, we did. Well, we both were kind of dating her, and it was a weird situation.
At the same time.
There was a rift.
Yeah, at the same time.
You and Jerry for a little while. It was a little chilly between you guys during the Chelsea Clinton years.
Believe it or not, she was playing us.
Yeah.
Of course. Everybody knew. Everyone could see it but you two.
But yeah, she would come to the show often in those days. I really didn't talk to her. I may have said hi, but I don't think I talked to her.
Who would have known?
Jerry talked to her a lot.
She was
who would have known that Catan was hitting it too?
She was an
Catan was hitting it.
She tried to take Emily Tarver's bucket a bucket of truth girl away from her, but no one was having it. We're like, no, you guys can't just roll in there and do that stuff.
Yeah, you've broken down Emily Tarver's whole career into like she was the bucket girl at ASCAT.
That's not her whole career. That's how she got her start. You start as the bucket. That's like Gilda. Like at Second City, you start as a waitress. At UCB, you start as a bucket girl.
I remember when I first started doing improv. Amy Poehler was selling T-shirts in the lobby.
Working in a fish restaurant. Kate Walsh was selling hot dogs on Fifth Avenue before ASCATs.
Well, what? There's so much going on that now my brain is blocked into what
we were talking about. Still talking about Riyadh. The Saudi stuff. Yeah, Riyadh.
What were you saying? There's so much trouble in the. What were you thinking?
So much trouble in the UAE.
That's right. That's right.
Were you singing it to the tune of ROCK and the USA?
I think it's
no.
Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, gin and juice.
Sipping on gin and juice.
Smoking indoor. Is that what they say?
Endo.
Indo is
in.
I think
indica.
Indica.
Is it indica?
I see.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, it must have been bedtime. They left that part out. That's the less hip
Time
part.
to
They're
go
all
to sleep. Yeah, go to sleep,
pretty.
baby. Relax.
I gotta wake up real early in the morning.
I got a dentist appointment.
Taking sleep gummies all night. Yeah.
So, any good comedies around?
You mean like on television or movies or
Movies?
anything?
I
Yeah,
saw
no, I'll
Spinal
give it
Tap
up.
2 finally.
And what'd you think?
Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs
Where am
medium?
I? Where am I? Where's my camera?
Thumbs up.
You're shadowy, Rod. You look like you're in an Orson Welles movie this week.
Thumbs up. So that's what Kevin
Thumbs up.
said
Yeah,
too.
so
Kevin
three.
liked it.
I think 3 out of 4.
I give it a thumbs up. Kevin gave it an enthusiastic thumbs up.
Yeah, I just thought that I thought the bits were really funny, but that story was just like, what's going on? It's like just the story. I obviously don't worry about the story, but the
Yeah,
story
but
seemed
if you
very
remember,
very sentimental.
if you remember, there was that little story in the original Tap too.
Well, there has to be the
Somebody
thing that
died.
goes wrong.
I
You
wanted
know.
something else too, Raj. I wanted a little bit more of a climax. Instead of a climax, they went for a punchline, and it wasn't a great punchline, but it was a punchline. But that's not a climax. That's a button. That's different. You have to.
No,
build
that
to
was
a climax.
actually
A button
after
can
the end
come
of the
out
movie.
anywhere.
At the end of the movie was the funniest part. Like there's like 5 minutes of just stuff they kind of were going to cut out, I guess, and they throw it back in at the end, and it's like the funniest part of the movie.
Oh, really?
They were
Yeah.
gonna cut out.
Well, I'm not sure they were going to cut it out, but it's at the end, like when the final. I'm not going to give away the final, image of the movie. But then it goes into credits. It goes into credits, and then it's just like, you start hearing all these bits, and it's like they're really good. Like they're better than bits from the movie, actually. So in the end, much better than anything I guess I've seen in a while. But that's also in my heart as a child. So there's a lot of that, right?
It's really like a regular Christopher Guest movie. It's like a Guffman style. It's more Guffman than Tap-ish.
Yeah, and I have a feeling he had a lot to do with it. I mean, obviously he's a third of the writers, but even more so, they probably more co-directed,
Sure. There's been some nice Derek Smalls extra videos that Cheers
Oh my
been
God.
putting out, like I'm no longer lukewarm water. He's trying to reclaim his place in the band.
Yeah, his shit's always the funniest somehow.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Because the other two are really always going at it, and then Derek will come in with some small thing, a small thing.
But even in the mighty wind, I think when he comes out and he's turning into a woman.
Yeah,
He's transitioning at the end of the Folksman.
Yeah,
and they're rolling with it. No worries.
Mark Shub is his name. I think he changed his name to Marsha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the big plot point, and I didn't think it was hilarious of just that Mark Shub wants to live out his life as a woman. I didn't think that was uproarious.
I just thought it was so dumb and
that's 2020,
weird.
Yeah, no, it was weird. Not that weird. Not that weird.
And then he was bald. He was a bald woman.
He was
Wasn't he just
bald.
a bald woman?
No, he put a wig on.
Completely bald woman? No, as the woman.
As a woman, he started wearing a wig. But maybe he still had his beard. Did he still have his beard? Shub, the look that he chose for Mark Shub when they created the Folksmen, and of course the Folksmen were created, I think, because when Michael McKean hosted Saturday Night Live in 1984, both Harry Shearer and Christopher Guest happened to be cast members. So now we have the three members of TAP all on SNL together for the first time since they were musical guests on TAP back in the day when they did Big Bottom and Christmas with the Devil, and a little package that was really funny. Well, of course, everybody expected them and wanted them to do Spinal Tap because all three TAP members were back. But they didn't. Instead, they created a brand new band. And that's how the Folksmen were born. And I thought that was pretty fucking hip. That these guys came up with a new. Oh, what started that?
I was disappointed at the time, but yeah.
Harry, were you that you didn't get tapped?
Yeah.
I was that I didn't get tapped, but I was excited about that they went for it with the Folksmen. Mark Sharp went for the completely bald, but with the beard, no mustache.
Yeah. And played the bass.
But I think that's how it was born, that they didn't want to do the thing everybody expected them to do and said, well, we got another band in us. Let's do that. Because I think they were in folk groups when they were younger. So was Eugene Levy.
Well, what was amazing is that they actually played, and I was just like, damn, well, then there you go. You know, like they were actually playing the instruments. And he's just playing that fucking stand-up bass, and it was just like, all right.
I mean, that's kind of the coolest thing about it.
I know. There was only one spot where Harry was a little behind on that stand and being like, oh, yeah, I can switch, no problem. Then you get up there, and it's like, where is it?
Yeah.
My friend Beowulf once, I love this story about Beowulf. He got invited to an audition. He was, auditioning actor, trying to be a working actor. He got called for an audition for the tour of Buddy Holly. That was a bigger audition than we were used to, a big tour, big national tour. And they say, can you play the bass? And he goes, of course I could play the bass. And they're like, well, come by, bring your bass. He can't play the bass. He just decided he would fake it. So he rented a stand-up bass to go to this audition. He's walking in. He tried to play it at home, and he said there was no way. And he went to the audition anyway. Any 99 out of 100 other people would have not gone. He shows up anyway with his big clunking rented bass, and he gets to chatting with the guy running the audition, and the guy says, what we really need is a guitarist. And Bay's like, oh, guitar is my instrument, actually. And so they let him audition for the guitar part, didn't find out that he can't actually play the bass. And so he got the role. It was a small part, but he also got the understudy role of Buddy. And I remember calling him in the middle of the tour, and I said, have you had to fill in for Buddy yet? And he said, no, not yet. And I said, do you know any of the lines? He goes, no. Are you prepared to go on as Buddy? Oh, no, not at all.
I was looking for some pictures. I played the stand-up bass in Anchorman. In Will's scene where he's playing the flute. I'm the.
He says he calls you out. He tells you to take the bass for a walk.
He does. He does. He says
walk,
Jerry too. So I get to be.
That character's name is Jerry. I think you were playing yourself. Pretty sure you were playing yourself.
I got kind of added to that like at the last minute because I was like I had done a lot of stuff for that movie. I did like a lot of read-throughs, and then
and they wanted to throw you El Bone.
Yeah, well, there was the whole part where
we lost him.
Yeah, I'll get him back. There was a whole section that they cut out after they right before the movie was going to open. They had this whole storyline that got cut from the movie. That didn't work. It wasn't working with the audiences, and it was about this militant group that kidnapped the.
Oh yeah, I read that. I remember because I was at some of the auditions too.
Yeah.
They brought me in as a reader, and then I didn't get a part. But it was fun to go in and read everybody.
Yeah, we
get to read the original script. Yeah, I remember that. Jack Black was the militant, and they had Amy Poehler in there. It just didn't play, huh?
Yeah, and Chuck D and I had done we did improv to do that to those scenes. We improvised a lot of that stuff, and they just wrote down what we improvised. And it's probably one of the reasons why it didn't work. But yeah, I got added in because they added like a bunch of stuff in later on, and yeah, I got to be the bass player. But yeah, I got like a short lesson on how to play the bass right before they had a real bass player there. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, just show me the notes that I was supposed to be playing. All that shit went right out of my brain when he said cut or when he said action.
Hell yeah. Actors just fake it. Nobody's looking.
Yeah, I
If
think
you
you did,
look,
especially
you'll
a
find out it's
comedy.
terrible.
Right?
But then it goes back to Spinal Tap, where they didn't do that. They did actually play all their instruments and stuff. And,
But even when you're playing your own instrument, sometimes in Hollywood you have to fake it. Like in that
Right.
Led Zeppelin movie, Song Remains the Same, they had to bring those guys back into the studio and shoot a bunch of close ups on them for various reasons. One of them being that there was no way that John Paul Jones is going to wear the same clothes 3 nights in a row. So they had no continuity.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he would wear these wigs and shit. And they're like, you can't do that. And they're like, yeah, we're doing it. What are we doing?
Now I've seen him do it. I went to a show that they were filming for a concert they were filming for a movie for a concert movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was I forgot some seven or what's it, the orchestra? What's it called? The rock
Electric
band
Light Orchestra?
ELO. Yeah, they were filming something in Vegas.
ELO? You mean the Electric Light Orchestra, led by I forgot his name. So Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne, who doesn't lead them anymore, I guess, or wasn't then. So they were filming with their new lead singer, who was like a weird dude with a bald ponytail. He might be back with them now. You know how the bands do shit like.
Yeah.
Jeff Lynne was probably doing his own tour, and they were doing ELO was doing their own tour. You know.
Did he wear aviator glasses that were tinted yellow? The new guy?
No.
Jeff
No,
Lynne's
he
not
literally
gonna be
looked
seen
like
without those.
He literally was bald with a ponytail. He looked like Kung Fu when he was a little kid.
Well, no wonder he got fired.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He still might be singing with him.
No wonder we don't know him.
No, Jeff Lynne reclaimed ELO. We know that.
Yeah, are you sure? I don't think Jeff Lynne ever left.
He may have been doing his own. I don't know. This was like 20 years ago. He may have been touring with his own ELO at one time, but he was not there.
That happens.
It was not him.
Like you remember Cell Division? There's like a Cell Division that happens with bands where all of a sudden there's 2 Beach Boys. Like, who do you want to see tonight? The Mike Love Beach Boys or the Brian Wilson Beach Boys?
I know that's what you would get, but you would get Brian Wilson lately. But yeah, there's really like horrible stories about like bands just getting screwed over and they just take their name, and then there's like there were like 9 of their bands just like touring and they got no money.
Yeah, it happened to Pink Floyd too.
They they all left. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so they disbanded. Lynne resurrected the project as Jeff Lynne's ELO with Richard Tandy. And Tandy died last year. So yeah, I think they've gone through a lot of like.
I did not know that.
Modes.
I didn't know that they had a different ELO.
Tandy.
So what happened at the ELO taping?
Oh no, I was saying like now modern day, like they just did 3 shows in one day. But you can do that in Vegas.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's tiring. That's exhausting.
Costumes remain the same.
The song remains the same.
I guess,
What's called the costume remains the same.
I guess you know what you're doing. I mean, you're gonna be playing all day and all night. Like whatever, like 12 hours.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about it then, but now, of course, every time you do anything, you get 3 sets of clothing.
Well, yeah. Jeff Lynne doesn't expend the most amount of energy on stage. I'd say he's not like a Mick Jagger. He doesn't like run around and put on a show like as for such. He just sits there behind the aviators, letting the music doing the talking.
Yeah,
and he's got the hair, and the Aviators. Yeah, so as long as his
He,
voice is okay, he doesn't have
he's
to. He doesn't
he's
have
got
to
the
run around
Bob
like Mick
Ross
Jagger or anything.
fro. You know, the fact that he's got the fro and the glasses, all he's got to do then is wear a hat and take the glasses off. He can go anywhere in the world. Nobody's going to know who he is. Same with that cat. Who's that heavy metal cat who always wears the top hat and the glasses?
Slash.
Slash. Slash
Oh,
always
I
wears
don't know
the.
Slash's real name, but yeah.
If he wants to be
Yeah, I'm just in
recognized,
Slash.
he puts the hat on, and if he doesn't, he just takes the hat off, and then he can go to the Applebee's and not be bothered by anybody.
But also, you can go to Applebee's dressed as Slash, and I don't think
People
anyone's
will
going to mess
believe it.
around with you.
They will. If you look and dress like a rock star, and if you look like Slash and you put on a top hat, people will treat you like him.
I would do that. I would go in as Slash and be like, I don't know, did my manager call you? We were like supposed to get like free breakfasts for all of us. Like, are you Slash, man? Yep,
Remember
I'm
hearing?
Slash.
I feel like I met Slash with you, Horatio.
Was he on
At
the
a party.
show?
I know at a
No,
party.
wasn't me. I don't think I've ever met Slash.
I'm pretty sure we did because we talked about him being biracial, and he was with the who did he date? That girl, this lady, who was like a model or something.
Imagine that.
She was really short. Like she was way shorter than I thought in real life. Like she was like, oh my goodness. There's some people who are so
now I
short
wanna hear.
when you meet them in real life, you're like, oh, this is unnatural. This is like how you.
Well, sometimes I'll look
Hello.
at myself. Sometimes I'll look at myself and I'll be like, I'm kind of short for my head size, but then, yeah. And so when you see that
No, but
with
you're big bone, baby.
yeah, I'm not like a skinny guy with a giant
With a
cotton ball on
giant
top.
head. No, that's actors. That's what film actors are. They've all got these giant melons and then these little bodies. I saw Pacino
Yeah.
at a cafe one time. He's got an enormous melon. Dustin Hoffman too. Warren Beatty. They all got big faces.
Well,
You ever
who's the
seen,
guy who was in No Country for Old Men? The name slips me right now. He's the son of
Tommy Lee.
no, the regular guy, the protagonist kind of.
Llewellyn.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Anyway,
Apparently,
he's really tiny. He's like 5'3" or something, but he has a giant melon. So when you see him,
he looks like a big guy. Oh, he's got a Humphrey Bogart situation where they got to surround him with dwarves, so he looks, so he looks like the Macho Man. They got to dig trenches, otherwise
you never
trench for the.
You never see him like in a group shot, but there's one in Old Country, No Country for Old Men, where he's walking toward the Mexican border, and the kids who kind of they're going to jump him, but they don't. He ends up buying clothes from them.
When you said Old Country, it made me think it sounded like a musical. No Country for Old Men. No Country for Old Men might make a decent Broadway musical.
You think so?
You got just a couple locations. Just stick to a few locations, and you got Tommy.
It's
Lee
basically that movie's basically a slasher movie with really beautiful writing in between the murders.
But instead of slashing, it's pneumatic.
Right? No, but it's right, exactly. But that's what that movie is, and it's I don't know, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I forgot what I was saying about it. Oh, I was just saying that it is shocking to see celebrities and they have big heads and little bodies.
Ben Affleck is also pretty tall though too. He's a big guy.
Who?
Ben Affleck. He's a pretty tall dude.
Oh yeah, he's like 6'2" or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a regular like Hollywood actor guy.
He's a hunk.
That's another thing. The super tall guys, you don't realize it, and then you see them all of a sudden. It's like, whoa, what the hell are you doing way up there? You play all these goofball characters. Why are you 6.5 feet tall?
Yeah, you play low status really well. Now you're 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Howard is really tall. I was taken aback by how big he is, and Damon Wayans too.
Damon Wayans Jr.
No, well I guess he's tall too, but his Damon Wayans the father is pretty tall. Both of the brother, the other one Keenan was pretty tall too.
When you see ordinary women on TV and then you see them in real life, they're absolutely stunning in real life. You're like, wow, you play all these plain Jane characters, but you're actually like completely gorgeous. It's just
not in the makeup trailer. Not in the makeup trailer, my friend. How when I go in,
they can take it down.
I see the natural. I see them all.
That's
why you don't see. That's why nobody talks to each other in the makeup trailer because it's like I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, people look like monsters. They look like monsters. Their hair's all fucked up. They got stuff under their eyes and
patches and yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
People are monsters.
I look like a human being now. After I get out of there.
Oh yeah, like I've had a night of sleep. Look at the bags under my eyes, almost gone. Yeah, that's true. Well, when I was in Mandalorian, like no one knew me as me, and when I got out of the makeup and would say hi, people were like really strange to me. Like that's just like what happened to Cookie Monster,
Right. Oh,
we've been hanging out with Cookie Monster, and now there's this guy.
This dude, yeah.
Oh, you're kind of boring compared to him, so
yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll take care. I'm like, all right, man. I know, but it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I get that now because I play a piece of shit, on the show, and people they treat me like that all the time too, and they're like, Dad, you gotta stop doing that, But they're like, people are just having fun. They're like, ugh. Like when I come around, I'm like, all right.
That happens.
I've
heard those guys, and watching my Animal House documentaries, turned out that the Animal House guys, they really stuck together, and all the other. Who was the asshole frat house?
Omega.
Yeah.
The housing, they were slightly separated in housing too. And Kevin Bacon wanted to hang out with the Deltas, and they're like, no, they just didn't want him around. And Needlemeyer,
Kevin Bacon wanted to hang out with Belushi and all the cool guys, and then they were like, get the fuck out of here. Boo!
Needlemeyer wanted to go to parties too, and they didn't want him. And he said he just used it. He just used it so he could be more of a dick to those Deltas. Everyone loved Needlemeyer. He was great. There's always one. Like the Needlemeyer in Caddyshack was, of course, Ted Knight as Judge Smales.
It's Niedermeyer. Sorry, it's Niedermeyer.
I know.
Oh, you're just pronouncing it funny for fun?
I forgot that's just the way we used to say it for fun.
Okay. Sorry.
That became my norm. But it is Niedermeyer. He was fantastic. He was so good in that,
Yeah, he was really good. And then he was really good in the Rat video. Right? Was that?
That's because those are only two things you remember him from.
He had to play Needlemeyer in a Rat video.
Round and round.
And that had Uncle Milty. That was such a great video. The premise was a upscale party. It was like a Three Stooges premise.
That's right.
It was just chaos at a upscale party and I think it was Uncle Milty's grandson was in Rat.
His nephew.
His nephew?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
So his nephew. So they had him in the video, and he played the couple, like the hoity-toity couple. It was actually pretty great.
Look at this thing. He played like Milton Berle style.
Yeah. Milton Berle did that. Yeah, like he did the lady and the guy in his style, and it was perfect. obviously a tray comes out and rats are in the thing, and all hell breaks loose.
So is the Needlemeyer game that he keeps getting like pies in the face and sprayed with a hose, and is there all kind? Is it like a Home Alone game where he keeps getting hurt and like
I
falling
forget.
through
I
plate
just
glass
know him.
window?
He does the pledge pin thing.
Yes, at the
You know?
beginning.
What do you want to do with your life?
And I think you know what? You're wrong. It's not the rat video. It's Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So Needlemeyer is
I
in
Wanna
Twisted
Rock.
Sister,
Yes.
and then Milton Berle's in Rat.
That's right.
Now we got it all settled.
And it's a party.
Wow.
The Twisted Sister video is at the beginning. It's a little kid, and he's like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And he's like, "I want to rock," and that's how it starts. He's like, "What's that pin?" He's like, "It's a Twisted Sister pin." Twisted Sister.
Oh yeah, that's the long version. That's the long version. MTV would like play that like once, and then after that, it was just short version.
Just a short intro into it.
Yeah, but because a lot of videos had like a sketch or an aftermath.
I sent the letter to MTV. Just to show you that I'm an insane fan, just like anybody. But I was defending David Lee Roth's video where Michael Jackson's hair goes on fire. Michael Jackson had that thing where his hair was on fire, and then David Lee Roth does this video. No.
Did David Lee do it too?
He was making fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it too.
Weird Al did the same thing, and Michael was upset.
Yes, he got upset.
No, Weird Al didn't do the fire. He didn't do the fire, did he?
Oh, in Weird Al, his head exploded.
Well, now this is not Weird Al. This is the actual David Lee Roth, and they had the scene where Michael Jackson's hair goes on fire, and it's like he's just walking through like just a gigolo or whatever the fuck he was doing. And they cut it. They stopped showing it, and I was so incensed that like that was a time of censorship. Was like, whoa! I was in like high school or middle school.
Okay.
And I was like, how fucking dare you, motherfuckers! You act like you're the voice of the youth. You're nothing but fucking hypocrites. I hope you all fucking die. Like, it was that insane, like, kind of letter that only someone who was 13 and full of anger would write. And I just got a letter by, thank you for your thoughts, whatever. Just send them some fucking regular thing, man. Just send them something and not have them come to New York and kill us all. And I was like, man, I was nuts. I was fucking nuts.
Was it from Kurt Loder?
Kurt Loder was like, thank you for being a fan, Horatio Sands. We will definitely think about the concerns you brought up.
I just like that someone sat down to write a serious letter where it's like, dear sir, to whom it may concern at MTV, I'm writing about a fine American. His name is David Lee Roth.
But remember, don't forget also how we all, the country was split by. Well, actually, they were all together when Two Live Crew.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
What divided America in the 80s?
Well, their record got banned, and it was Al Gore's wife was Tipper Gore. Yes.
Tippy
was,
Tipper.
They were bringing stuff in comics, and then they started this. That's when the whole explicit lyrics warning came on records, and I guess that still exists. Still but before that, no, there was no explicit lyric warning on records. Right.
You had Frank Zappa, and from the aforementioned Twisted Sister, you had Dee Snider going up before Congress. And I like the way that when they start, you start on Frank, and he's got the suit and the tie, and then you pan over to Dee Snider, who's wearing your grandmother's makeup. He's got a heart attack.
That's my favorite funny thing is when like Jimmy, God bless him. There's a thing where he's talking about 9/11, but he's just done some kind of cake prank, so there's just cake all over, and then his
And
guest
then he
is
gets
like,
maudlin.
and then the person gets like very serious, and then he's just like, yeah, yes, yes, but he's like got purple shit on his face. He's got like a dollop of cream on his nose. I got. That's my favorite thing is when someone gets caught like in this ridiculous ass,
Yeah.
situation or an image that is
Andy
just like,
Richter, Richter told me about one where he's in the green room at Conan, and I want to say it was Dino Stamatopoulos, and he was pissed. Something got cut, and he was pissed about it. And he happened to be dressed as an ostrich at the time, and he stormed, just fucking mad as hell, wearing these giant ostrich wings. Maybe it wasn't Dino. It was someone I knew of.
my friend Drew, who was in ASCAT in the early, not ASCAT, but UCB
In
for
the
a minute
Chicago days.
in the Chicago days.
He's the UCB eye. He is
He
the eyes in the eyes. That's his eyes.
he's the eyes in the eyes, yes, and he was kind of like if they were Monty Python, he was the what's his face, the guy who would draw the artist.
Gilliam.
And and so we were like, something happened where we were cutting his thing down, but we're gonna try to keep him in the group because he had like a whole like 7 minutes. He would lead the second half with like street performing antics, and so we loved it, to have that energy with our improv. It was good, but at some point, it just wasn't the selling point anymore. So they were trying to cut him down, and we did this meeting at Besser's house. All of us were in there, and we were drinking, probably. And then, and he fucking got up and he was like, "You know what? Fuck this and fuck you guys. I'm out of here." And he threw the bottle on the ground, but the bottle didn't break, so it's just like ding,
Kick a little
dunk,
kick.
dunk, 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 and he runs out. And then we're all like, "What the fuck?" Like laughing. We're all laughing. And then he has to come back to get his keys. So he not only that, but then he has to come back, all fucking beat up. Like he has to come back, sneak in, and grab his keys and run out again. And we're all like laughing at him. It was so. I mean, it was just. It's terrible and funny, but that kind of thing.
The bottle not breaking is an anticlimax.
Oh, and yeah, you're fucking telling people to fuck off and suck my dick or whatever. He wasn't that crazy, but something like that. And then he like throws the whiskey bottle down and just go dong, ding, dong.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. Those are some good old heady days. Heady days.
Yeah, we've all had our walkouts. I've never had a dramatic walkout.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a dramatic walkout. Well, I must have some point, but
quiet. Yeah, I'm not thinking of it at the moment. I've seen plenty of them though. Seen plenty.
I've quit jobs.
Come on, boy.
Like just walked out. I've done that a few times. Just walked out in the middle.
You know, one time I did make a big speech because I was working at this pharmacy and I was kind of tired of working there anyway. And they brought in this dick ass. They had really cool managers there, and then they brought in this one guy who was supposed to whip everybody into shape, and he was real hard. This guy was a dick, and he told me if I showed up even 1 minute late one more time that I was fired. And he made a thing of it. So all the managers were waiting around to see if I was going to be on time, and I did show up exactly 1 minute late. I did the normal thing I was going to do. And when I finally punched in, it was exactly a minute late, and he fired me. And then I said, "You know what? Fuck you." And I told that guy everything I thought of him. And one of the other guys, this dude named Condor, said, "You know what? Yeah, fuck you. I'm out of here too. Let's go." And we had a double walkout. And I gave that kid a ride home. Condor.
Yeah, most of the time I would just like sneak out. One time I got scheduled for a double shift. I walked in, I saw it on the schedule. I told him not to do it anymore. I had another job too. I saw it in the schedule. I'm like, well, all right. Put my clothes back on. I was walking out, and the manager tried to come to the door and stop me. He's like, hey, where are you going? I'm like, I told you not to do that, so I'm leaving. Now you're shorthanded. And he goes, hey, wait a minute. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna have a dignity. You're gonna have some kind of dignity or something like that. I'm like, hey, man, if you don't get the fuck out of my way. okay, fine. Look out, don't give me an excuse.
Job?
That was that job. Walked right out. Yep. I've done that a lot. I had one job. I left at lunch and never came back. I was working at a printing press, and I fucked it up so bad. There was ink and paper all over the floor. I just ruined the printing press, the machine. I just went to lunch.
That's a Lucille Ball situation where it's just such a disaster. It's a Chaplin thing where it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go now.
Just quietly backed out.
Screwed up. Yeah, quietly backing out. There's one where he gets out of jail. Chaplin gets out of jail. He gets a job, some scrub job. It's a great shot where it's a ship. You know, they ask him, go grab me a piece of spare wood. He grabs one of the pieces of wood that's holding the ship. And when he takes it, you see the ship just go and just sink. This giant ship just sinks. And that's I'll be very quietly leaving now. The only job I ever walked away on after the first, no, there was a couple. It was a pizza job, but there was one that was, I was a telemarketer, you know, that's what I did for work during college. I had telemarketing jobs. I go in for one selling videos. I thought, fine, videos. 99% of these videos were porno. And dude, that's not me. And so I'm trying to call these guys.
You're calling people for porno?
I don't know anything about these movies. And I go, the only name I knew was Marilyn Chambers because I heard it on SCTV. And that was like one of the first big pornos that like people knew about. I think it was Behind the Green Door or something like that.
Yep.
So I say, we've got Behind the Green Door with Marilyn Chambers. And the guy goes, Marilyn Chambers? Jesus, she was around when I was young. And I was like, we have Pippi Longstockings. He's like, really? Pippi Longstockings? And I was like, yes, we do. And he's like, okay. So I sold a Pippi Longstockings. It was like their only normal, not only kids movie, the only normal movie they had. And when I told the boss that I sold one, he's like, oh, yeah? Pippi? He's like, Pippi Longstockings? Like, yeah. And then he tells me that his partner, like, weirdly didn't show up and all the money was missing. And the man was missing. And the guy was missing. And I was like, there's no fucking way I'm coming back here tomorrow. No way. It was horrible. I was surprised I lasted the day. I didn't even go to pick up my money for the one day's pay in the Pippi Longstocking sale. That was a just walk away.
Well, I walked out on Reno 911, so.
Yeah, you told me about that once before. They wanted you doing some bullshit.
They wanted me to do the milkshake, which ended up to be a bit that they did for years.
That's so you, Jerry. That's so you to like be.
Fuck
someone
no.
tries to get you to do some dumbass thing.
You. I'm going home. Wait, can we wait? Can we explain to you what? Fuck. No, you can't explain. Fuck you. Fuck off. All right.
It's because of bias. You had a bias against the idea of playing a milkshake, and it turns out it was just what America wanted.
I probably wouldn't have done it no matter what, but I hadn't slept that night. That was one of the other problems. Is I was on a plane. I took a plane to
You
go
were
do
cranky.
it.
You were cranky.
I mean, anytime I don't sleep, I mean, it's just like I've shot at night and it just doesn't go well, you know. So anytime you don't sleep, it's just bad.
It took me the longest time before I started speaking up for myself on sets. I would just put up with anything because I thought you had to.
shoes too small, like all kinds
Oh
of
my
shit can
god!
go. Like you're like, oh,
One
who
time in
do
a
I
movie, they
say
made me
something
run
to?
in shoes that were too big, and it was killing my feet. It was really a hazard. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I was definitely going to take a fall, but it was a student film. It was that Don Quixote thing Raj did when he
Oh
played
yeah,
Sancho.
I fell out of a window. I believe I counted 26 times. I was doing a
What?
kind of a stunt, yeah, where I had to, whatever. It was a
They
physical
made you do
comedy.
it 25 times?
No, they didn't. I didn't realize until like 25 times that I wasn't on camera and I was just falling. I kept falling out of the window and they were shooting something, shooting something else.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
kept doing it, and nobody. They just like turned over and were like, okay, we're shooting this part, and and they were shooting it kind of far away. It was like I was in the background and I fell out the window. It was like a bit or whatever. And it was kind of a long fall. I had to fall on a mat, and I was in the window and I fell on the mat, fall on the mat. And I didn't realize they had turned the shot around, and I kept falling on the window, and I counted, and I was like, man, 26 takes. This is fucking crazy. I'm doing this many times. I think they did it. They got my shot like after the first time.
The AD should have let you off the hook.
Yeah.
He should have said something.
Because it was like in the background. So like whatever was happening in the shot, my bit was just in the background, so nobody was back there with me. I was way, way in the back, yeah.
Yeah, you assume they want the continuity, so yeah, I'm gonna go fall out the window again.
Window, yeah. I didn't know that they weren't shooting my side, or where they couldn't see me. Yeah.
I hate that. I hate when I go and do a shoot and I thought I was on camera, and then you look at the take, boom.
Yeah.
And you look at it, you're like, no, you were working hard for nothing.
Nothing. Well, I've seen the opposite too, where I'm like, wow, I was in the background of that scene, but I was still acting. I wasn't like fucking off, which I usually feel like I am. Like, I'm like, oh, they called cut. I wasn't even paying attention.
It's usually I used to work way too hard, and then the more I work, the less you realize the less you do, the more you're doing it right.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to be working so hard.
That's true. That's true.
What's that famous Jack Nicholson quote? Harry Dean Stanton was just starting out in his career. He's doing some Western. And Jack's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm playing the part, man. He's like, let the wardrobe do the acting. and Harry Dean took that to heart, Another quote of Harry's is he learned that acting was more about not doing things, but just being something.
Yeah.
Rather than doing something. Did we lose Raj? He'll be back.
We did. That reminds me, because when I watch myself so much, after I get used to seeing myself, and all I see is me. I don't see the character. I stop seeing the character. People say, "Oh, I see the character." Sometimes I see it, but most of the time I'm like, I look at myself. I go, "Where is it? Where's the acting?"
That's De Niro style. According to De Niro, it's because it's the script that's doing it. The audience is doing it. You can be Jerry because you're Jerry in a certain context. So the audience, when they see you come in, they know what the shot is, and you come in and be yourself, and they have all the information. So it's their brains that's doing it. Like De Niro said that on Charlie Rose, and then he did this little experiment on Charlie Rose, where he said, "Look, I'm going to react to something that was a nothing." He said, and then imagine I react the same way, but I just got the news that my brother had died, and he does nothing. So Charlie gives him the news, your brother's died. De Niro does the exact same thing. He just goes like this. And he's doing almost nothing. It's the information that the audience has that's doing it all because they know what he's thinking. So you don't need to do anything. You just have to know what the audience is thinking.
There you go.
What movie is this?
He was just talking about
De Niro and his
Charlie
acting.
Rose.
Yeah, Jack Torrance, chefs say the same thing about letting the knife do the work. Amateurs work with dull knives. Just like amateur actors do all this stuff when they don't need to. You just need to listen and just kind of... They're like, well, I don't want to just stand there. It's like when you just stand there, you're actually doing it just right. chefs work with really, really sharp knives. They sharpen their knives every time they use them. And you just let the knife do the work. You know, I used to have such a hard time butchering fish, and my fish would be all shredded. It's because my knife sucked. Um, you got to let the axe do the work. You know, you just let the weight of the axe do the work. The weight
I
of the
told her
knife
quit.
do the work.
I said, quit buying utensils at Goodwill, and you're like, nah, these plastic ones are the way to go. I'm like, man, those knives aren't going to. Those are a fad. And then you desecrated all the fish you tried to fillet.
Yep. And well, because I tried to cut cans with them first to show how sharp they were. Jack.
That's one dude. Oh, by the way, people can watch this documentary. I don't know. You're not in it, are you, Horatio? The documentary about the writer for SNL.
I hope not.
Can't think of his name.
Yeah, Downey.
Yeah, Jim Downey.
Is there a doc about Downey?
Yeah, it's out. It's out now. It's on
see that.
Peacock. Yeah.
I have to see it. Who made it? A friend or a foe?
They did. NBC did. It's on
Yeah, it looks like
Peacock.
it's probably a Lauren production.
Yeah.
I would say maybe not.
Downey's been on and off that show since the old days. He's in tons
He was
of
hired.
sketches. He was
hired with Bill Murray.
Wow.
I think he was hired at the same time as Bill Murray, mid-season of '77, I believe.
Yeah, he did lots of utility on the show in the old days. You saw his face a lot, and then he did plenty of utility in the 90s, and then he started having some minor starring roles, like in that bank that will make change for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's McKay's sketch, but yeah, he was in it. It was funny because Downey was.
That was McKay's sketch?
Yeah, that the bank.
He wrote that? Yeah.
The change bank. I think so. I want to say it was his, or maybe I might be wrong.
I think it's Downey's.
It might be Downey's himself. Yeah.
That's probably how he got to play the main role.
Have Lunar Spunk look it up.
What do you say, Spunk?
Who wrote it?
Think about the Downey documentary. Is it watchable?
I don't have Peacock. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's awesome.
I think we have it right now because Milo got it for something or other.
Well, I hated him because he would not hate. Hate's a strong word, but I disliked how he would run the openings, the political openings. He would always do these. He's conservative, so they're always leaning towards, bullshit, right wing bullshit, which now rules the world. But so maybe he's a genius. But yeah.
So what you're saying that is he had a lockbox on the cold open?
Yes, until Seth started writing cold openings, and then they finally started freeing up.
He did.
And so from behind the scenes, I found out that Seth was, that they were kind of not fighting, but they were competing to
competing
who would do the openings, and Seth's were better, but they were not getting on. And
he'd come back. I think he came back the year that I was there. I came on. He was there for
a couple years. Yeah.
So he had come back.
In our years, he was there. Yeah.
Yeah. I got along with him. I mean, he helped me write something. He helped me write this OJ thing. So I was writing. I didn't know that there was a whole history. And he's like, you want to be OJ? I was like, yeah, I want to write this OJ sketch. He's like, okay.
This is after I was there, so I liked him I liked him. I looked up to him. I mean, I was in one of those sketches, and I was like, this is one of my guys. But then he was just kind of, I didn't like his politics, and I guess I let that affect me. So when they asked me about him in the book, I call him Karl Rove of SNL. And of course, they printed it up. So if you look Saturday Night Live, that history of the history of SNL, whatever, where it's all of us talking. Of course, they put that in the new edition.
Karl Rove.
I mean, it does make sense because Karl
No,
Rove was supposed to be. He was called Bush's brain. You know, like he was the one that came up with all the policy and stuff. And it was like at one
Oh yeah.
time, you know, yeah, he was like
well,
he wrote all the cold
he
opens.
was
You know?
infiltrating. Yeah, and I'm talking about Karl Rove. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
so I mean,
all Rove
I
wanted
stand
was to
by
make
what I said. I don't know what he's doing now. Now he's a hero. I don't know what he's writing now, but well, I think he's in charge of. No, I don't know.
No,
I don't know
I
if
don't
he's
think
on
he's
the
there.
show anymore.
I don't think.
But he's
I
doing
don't think
great. I saw him, and I we hugged it out in the 50th.
Yeah,
He
we
did.
talked about that here on the show. Hey, Jerry, what was the big political thing? Like, what were they doing for cold opens that year you were on?
Well, Downey came back and he started writing a lot of cold opens, but it was during
What was the big thing going on at the time?
the
What
election.
was it? Which? Oh, was it
Gore
with Tina and
Bush.
Amy? Oh, it was the
Gore
Gore
Bush.
Bush. My
Yeah.
God, that's so long ago.
Yeah, that was.
So it was lockbox.
Well, it started out lockbox, but you know the election was in the middle of the season, so then it was all the how close it was. Like America was like closed for a week.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, they.
And
all
and
voted,
then
and it
Nancy
just
Pelosi. I think one of the
didn't
examples
happen.
I show one of the examples is he kind of bashed Nancy Pelosi. She became speaker, and the whole bit was that she was like an S&M freak because she was from San Francisco. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on with this bullshit. Like, come on, this is old. Like, because she's from San Francisco, she's got to be either gay or insanely into sex, weird, kinky stuff. Like, I didn't like it, and I thought that there was that message was always coming through of like, fuck them, fuck her, woke, crazy shit. Even back then.
I couldn't
and
see
so
that at the time.
For me it was he was writing like some Clinton sketches because then she was running for senator in New York.
yeah,
And it was kind of like, oh, she's gonna start her career now. So for most people, it was all great, and we were the only people that were doing like making fun of her, and I was like, this is weird. And also, I'm like, why are we writing sketches for a Senate race, like
For a senator?
The presidential race is happening, because people really weren't paying that much attention to her race at that time. It was all about the president and all about Gore and Bush. But yeah.
Yeah, that one was like when she got that post in the Senate, it was like, the government took care of her for having to sit there and be ridiculous when Clinton was fucking everybody. So you had that feeling of like, oh yeah, they give her a bone because she's, but obviously she knew what she was talking about. I mean, she was educated in those things, but it did seem like
she had just come off the scandal. So at that time, people liked her. She was like the greatest thing in the world,
Right, because she kept her mouth shut and supported her husband.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh man, she's great. And she went through all that, and she, and now she deserves it. She deserves to be a senator." That was most of the thinking.
But then people,
Republicans were like, "No, we still hate her."
And then let's not talk about the past mistakes. We have to concentrate on the future. And
unless
coming
it's
together.
a funny story. Unless it's funny enough, Raj.
Oh no, I don't want to. No, I don't have a real story about it other than,
Gotcha.
I don't want to get into the mice wheel of talking about politics.
The hamster
wheel. Yeah. Just say the same shit over and over again and exhaust ourselves with. All we can do, Delaney, I want you to do this, even though I know that you might have dialysis, but I need you to go and protest. No King's Day. I think I'm going to go protest.
I went to my local No King's Day. It was like last year. Are we having another one?
The 18th.
There's going to be a new one, the 18th.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I went to the one here locally. We had one in Larchmont.
I'm going to go too, I think. I think it's time.
Yeah. Shit,
You know
yeah.
where we're at, Vegas, and where we're at, man. It gets a little hairy. Like I passed by, and people were passing by saying, "You people are fucking stupid."
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not. When rubber bullets start being shot, I'm going to be the first one to run away. I'm not, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go, I'm not gonna get in cops' faces and have someone shoot me with someone film me with my camera while I get pepper sprayed and then make a video about it. Because if I get pepper sprayed, I'm already asthmatic and fucked up. So like, if I get anything in my lungs at this point, I'm gonna be like a cockroach, like just dying in the street. Ah!
You know,
Ah!
they might get pepper sprayed in New York City, but I'm not going to that one, Raj. I'm going to the one in Larchmont. It's one of the wealthiest cities in all the state of New York, and probably in the globe. No one's getting pepper sprayed in Larchmont.
So Downey and Norm we're really good friends, and they did. It is true that they got in trouble for doing all this OJ stuff because they were hammering the OJ stuff,
I love
and
that.
and Don
Yes,
Ohlmeyer
they did.
was a big to do in NBC, and he kept telling them not to stop, and then they ended up gone. They both ended up gone.
Yeah,
So that's
because
when I came in and did OJ. Downey was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And Norm, I remember after the show, Norm was like, "That was great, OJ." Didn't even get on the show. Like, do it more. Yeah.
Yeah, they still loved fucking with OJ. Man, yeah, that's another thing. Is like I can't. Every time I see a post of Norm Macdonald on Reels or something, it's fucking insane how good he was.
Uh-huh.
Like just for instance, like I'm not going to say the joke, but it's he was on when he was on the Larry Sanders show. In
Uh-huh.
a show within a show. He has a
I'm
really
watching
really
Larry from
funny
the
joke.
beginning. I just saw him on it for a second. What did he do? What was it?
I forget the joke, but it's really well crafted, and it keeps getting better. He keeps tagging it, and it's like this guy was like a master joke writer, And then he went off that, and also had a blue period where he was just being subversive, like when he did the roast, and he was just doing those really like those kid jokes and everybody, and he didn't break
That
it.
was it. He said he got those from a joke book that was his father's.
It has to build, It's like it's a little Kaufman-esque, but like he sticks with it. He doesn't break it. Like, all right, well, anyway.
He doesn't care. It's such a great scuttle. It's just I'm just gonna run this thing into the ground right now and just enjoy it. Wow, yeah, it took a few of them before I caught on to what was happening.
Of course, yeah. You're like, oh, I want to hear what he's gonna do, man. Everybody's like, that's the best part too, is that it's like if Chappelle did that, you'd be like, oh, I can't wait to hear what Chappelle has to say, and then it's just all those jokes. It's just really, it's all your expectations going down really low.
I gotta confess,
and then building up again, like, oh, okay, this is new.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss the party when it comes to Norm Macdonald. I had no appreciation for him when he was on SNL. He was, he wouldn't act in the sketches. He was too cool for school, And then he did have some great. Once in a while, he'd have a great sketch like that. There's one where he's like trapped underneath something. He's gonna die, and it's Stallone who's gonna save him, and he keeps saying, "Oh, the guy from Stop or My Mom Will Shoot is the last person I'm gonna talk to." He's just completely sarcastic about the whole thing.
That sounds like an Adam sketch, because they're in a car crash, right? And he comes to help them.
Oh, good. It's the guy from. He does not give Stallone any credit for being a human being. He's just the guy from Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. And all that, but I don't know. It was just, I just didn't appreciate him. And then it all caught up to me at some point. And when he got that, you know what it was? When he got that YouTube talk show. And I became, obsessed is a strong word, but not even, I wasn't obsessed or even compulsive, but I made sure that I watched every one of them without fail.
Um,
You
it
didn't
was
like him in
COVID,
And
right? During
he
COVID.
probably
Yeah, I think he had a resurgence during COVID doing
He
that,
did.
right?
Yeah.
that show was insane, and most of them vanished. They just don't exist anymore. And
Oh my god.
gosh, I thought it was fantastic.
You didn't
I
like
didn't
him doing
watch them
Burt
like
Reynolds?
that. Yeah,
Pardon?
Burt Reynolds, Tarantino. He does a really
I
funny
liked all that
Tarantino.
stuff. No, I just didn't adore him. I liked
Oh.
him fine. I liked him as much as I liked Sandler and those guys, but I did not think he was a genius. I didn't even think he was brilliant. I just thought he was a funny guy who had a funny sketch once in a while. You know.
No, yeah, I'm talking about I'm talking about everything he's done since. Like, yeah,
Well, it
watching
all
him on
caught
that
up to
show.
me.
Yeah, it does. And then yeah, you're being kind of thrown, the algorithm
Also,
throws a lot of him at me, and it's always like I'm pleasantly surprised when I see one I haven't heard.
and his Letterman appearances just got better and better, and he got better and better, and I started seeing his old stuff and realized, wow, I think this guy is some kind of fucking crazy genius. That bit about Hitler's dog, man, is too good. It's too harsh.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one from Larry Sanders.
Yeah.
Is that
I
the
was
one he
like,
does?
yeah, yeah, and then it's like the tag. The last thing he says is like, this dog's on the longest walk he's ever had in his life, or like, it's just for him. It's just this. Why is
It's just
this
a long
this
walk.
long walk to be out with the homeless guy?
Oh,
We've
that's
all
the
thought
homeless dog bit. But everything he
Yeah,
says in the Hitler bit is absolutely true. That Hitler liked dogs, he had dogs, and there was one dog that looked up to one guy more than anybody. Like, yeah, Himmler, those other guys are great, but Hitler, he's the one. He's the guy. He's the greatest guy.
You
Of course, I can't do it well.
you know who Claudia
Hitler
Schiffer
loved.
you know who Claudia Schiffer is, right?
Yeah,
So,
she's a
No,
supermodel.
no. McPherson, I think, is what you're
oh,
going to.
Errol McPherson. Yeah, that's Claudia
Yeah.
Schiffer. Yeah.
Did I get it wrong?
No,
No,
I
no.
had it
Talking
wrong.
about?
Yeah, she was showing up at the studio looking for him, and you'd be like, her again. She said,
Yeah, like he
won't leave me alone.
he banged her, and then she.
She's like, was always looking for him.
Uh, that's incredible for all comics that that loved that.
She was obsessed with him.
Well, just that he even had a relationship with her is amazing. Like like I mean, you forget he's a very handsome dude in his own right.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was very good looking.
yeah, so Claudia Schiffer was on that. Not Claudia Schiffer, but Elle McPherson.
Errol McPherson. He'd be like,
And she was like my favorite at that time. I'm like, she's the hottest. Like who were your dream supermodels at the time?
Yeah, I mean her. I guess what's her face? My friend's wife, Jerry's wife,
Rebecca Romaine.
Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, she was pretty great.
What about
Kathy Ireland. I'm aging myself, but Kathy Ireland. In her time, I was like, whoa.
I think I was.
who was
a
Rick
little,
Ocasek's
a little
girlfriend?
kid.
Rick Ocasek, Paula Poroskova, I think.
That's it.
Paula Poroskova.
Portskova.
Yeah.
I liked her.
Yeah, they banged.
That was like the beginning of the supermodel.
And Billy Joel, I mean, he got Christy Brinkley.
That's right. Yeah.
And
The
then
biggest.
And then Jay Leno called him out on Letterman, saying, then he leaves he wrote that song "Don't Go Changin'," and then leaves his wife for missing her face.
Leno was a fucking funny motherfucker in the old days.
He had that Friday or that last Letterman slot. He had that weekly Letterman slot. He killed it every time. He was so good.
He did, man.
Then he went,
And then he left, and then and that maybe younger audiences won't remember this, but that's kind of what started the feud. Was that Letterman made him a star, and then he went right away and just became. He took the job that he wanted, that he was expecting.
Yeah, if you watch that
Show.
movie, you see like they were friends, and then he, basically Letterman was like surprised that he would just like to take the Tonight Show from him like that. But again, he was like a road comic, Okay.
Yeah, he'd be in Riyadh.
You're muted.
He would have done.
Oh, I'm sure
he would have done Riyadh. You hear me now?
No. Michael, you're muted.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
He was eating peanuts.
Yeah, well, that's why we were talking about
like
that
5 minutes ago.
Because he had that attitude of like, I'll do a show for anybody. He still did corporate shows when he was doing, Tonight Show. It cost you a lot, arm and a leg, to get him, but he would perform for anybody. He would just do anything. He had that road comic kind of mentality. I don't think
I think I saved it. I went to see him in Chicago at a gymnasium full of people, like a couple thousand people. Yeah, and I got his autograph. He was on the cover of like the weekly magazine in the Tribune, Chicago Tribune, and there's a big picture of him, like an abstract picture of him. And I had him sign it, and I was like, "You're the best. We do this show on cable." Blah 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 blah. Like as a kid being stupid, talking about your thing. Like, all right, man. Good luck with that. And he left or whatever, went to the next person. I was like, yeah, he said, good luck with that. That's cool.
So the whole
somewhere
thing with
somewhere in my collectibles, I have Jay Leno's autograph. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you remember in the movie, there was the whole thing with him listening in the door to what was going on, and that's how he found out. He listened in the door to what I think Letterman's deal was, and that's how he knew what to do or whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of Ohlmeyer was in the office.
Right?
And they were like, let's go with the guy who's who's loyal or something, right?
That's
something
right.
he used something. He snuck into like a broom closet and
yes, or he went outside the office and listened outside the door. So I met with him one time, or met with his writers, right, to write and to do some bits on the show. I think it was right after he took over permanently, I think. So it was already weird. People were like, whose camp are you on? Are you in Conan or are you in Leno? And people were kind of weird about working for him or whatever. So I didn't really know what they wanted. I really didn't want to be a writer, but they were talking about me doing bits, and I'd already been doing bits on Kimmel. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll meet with him. So I'm meeting with the writer, and he's telling me all this stuff, and they're like, oh, what ideas do you got? And I'm like, I'm not pitching you anything because you'll steal them. And I'm like, and these are my bits that I've been doing. I'm not pitching you shit. I'm still gonna pitch this to Kimmel, So I'm like, oh, I could do something kind of like this or kind of like that, kind of like whatever. And they were like, oh, I thought you were gonna come in with bits, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that, but I can kind of give you an idea of what I might, what I might do. And in the middle of that, he comes walking in.
Yeah.
And then they just break the meeting, and then they go, all right, goodbye. And I had the feeling like he was listening, and he said, all right, enough, get him out of here. He doesn't really want to do it, because I was like, do it. I was thinking more of the bits, like what bits can I do? I wasn't thinking about like what writing, like, so yeah.
Yeah. You weren't interested in writing for someone else.
I think he was just like, I think he listened.
Who was that for again? Was that for Ohlmeyer?
No, Leno. Leno came walking into me. I was meeting for his show. I was meeting with his writers, with the head writer, and then he came walking in to the meeting and broke it up, and then they left. They let me go.
So you didn't want to be a writer?
I did not. No, but they were also
not for other people.
Yeah, they were actually. They did end up doing something like that. Kevin Hart ended up doing the bits. He would do like these kind of street bits or whatever. Yeah, they ended up doing the idea of what they wanted to do. But they also wanted somebody to be a writer, and I was just like, I don't want to be a writer I don't want to come in the writing room.
Yeah.
And right after I
This
said
is
that,
after SNL, right?
it's just like, yeah.
Because it
It was
takes
a long
up your
time
whole
after
life.
that. Long time after that, yeah. But yeah, I had the sense that I was like, oh, I guess he listens to the meetings outside the office and comes walk, because he had his like fucking, workman outfit on, his car. With his,
Well, there's
overalls
probably
on and shit.
microphones. There's probably microphones now. He doesn't have to sneak around and put his ear to the door.
I'm
He
sure.
just
Yeah,
he just
sure.
goes into his office and listens.
Listens,
He's
yeah.
like, oh, I better go in there and get that.
Orson,
Enough.
that
Next.
goes way back.
Yeah,
You ever hear Orson Welles?
I like
tell
him.
these
It's just not
stories?
going to work out for us.
Back in the studio days, where Orson Welles like, I found out that my office was being bugged, So he said since it was being bugged, he used to show up in the morning and they treat it like a radio show. And he would say hello to the head of the studio. How are you? And he'd say, today I'm going to be doing this, and then I have a meeting at 12 o'clock. And so, you just had, when you were at work, you just had to play the game that way, that you knew you were being listened to.
Yeah, I never thought about that I never thought about espionage when I was working at the SNL.
Larry King's probably the guy who was listening to Orson Welles. He was probably the toady who was doing the listening and reporting it to the head of the studio.
I remember Howard Stern would talk about him, and I felt the same way. It was like, who is this? Why are people doing interviews with Larry King? He's nothing. He's nothing. He's just a man. People act like he's important. Just some
Yeah,
dude.
really. He's not like some. I mean, was he a prize-winning journalist? No.
No. He was just an interviewer.
He's just. You saying he was a page?
No,
Maybe.
I don't know what he was. I don't know.
How did he come up?
I don't.
Maybe Lunar
like-
Spunk knows.
I think he was like Edmund. I think he just like found his way in the studio and started interviewing people.
With his
Like Larry
fucking,
Bud Melman
with his
or
shoulders and his suspenders.
Suspenders.
No, but
Well, can I say something about that? I think at a certain age, people just start to act like they're famous, and people will believe them. I heard Gallagher say that. He was at some thing. He was doing like one of his first stand-up things. He had a bunch of props. He was a prop comedian. He had his weird hat. Would his hat have like a handle on it? And he said, I just acted like I was famous, and everybody treated me like I was. And he just became like Gallagher overnight.
that's a great Gallagher. I never heard
That's
that.
a really good one, yeah.
I got it from you, Raj. Those geniuses up in Washington. You just gotta yell.
Those jackasses up in Washington want to raise taxes. Woo, yeah.
He was like the original MAGA comic, right? Him and Jackie Mason. I remember when I first came to
Funny
LA,
boy.
I saw Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason?
Jackie Mason was like
Isn't he
all
Jewish?
right wing. He was all right wing comedy. Like
Really?
this was like in the early 2000s, late 90s. I'd see him at the Comedy Store, and he just that's all he did. It was like Hillary Clinton. Oh boy, have you seen this? The last thing she did. This bitch.
Oh boy.
This bitch. This fucking bitch wants to fucking kill Netanyahu. She wants to bring on death to fucking Israel. Fuck that bitch.
She should go to jail. She should. I remember it.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, oh man, I kind of liked him. Fucking asshole.
Yeah, he's super funny.
Jackie Mason. You know what I hate? I hate wokeness.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
These
funny.
these
He was
immigrants, they come
Roosevelt.
into the neighborhoods and they go kill everybody. I mean, I don't understand it.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
They're eating cats.
Well, I was introduced to him, of course, through the aardvark in the Pink Panther cartoons.
Of course.
Now, was that him, or was
Hint.
that Jackie Mason, or someone doing Jackie Mason?
I
I
believe
think it was Jackie
actually,
Mason.
It was actually
It was
Jackie Mason.
probably,
Yeah.
I think it was him.
Yeah.
That's a good gig. If you could get a gig like that, it's a good gig.
I don't know why somebody said that. You know who the aardvark should be? Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason. No, come on. That was very typical. Now, when I go back and listen and look at the old cartoons, especially the Hanna-Barberas, you recognize all the voices.
Well,
For one, I realized that
Scatman did a million voices.
Oh yeah, he was Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong Phooey for one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Harlem
yeah, that paid a
Globetrotters.
lot
He
of
did
bills
a
for
lot of
those
stuff.
guys. Yeah, and then if they couldn't get the guy, they would just get someone to do them.
You know that he had to do 98 takes for Hong Kong Phooey?
He was a perfectionist.
Oh, Hong Kong Phooey. Oh.
Was he Hong Kong Phooey's stooge or Hong Kong Phooey?
He was actually Hong Kong Phooey. He was actually the dog.
He was.
Hong Kong Phooey. Now I got
Casey Kasem.
book.
Casey Kasem did a lot of voices.
That dog's actually black. But it made sense because Hong Kong Phooey was the janitor at the police station.
Did you love Hong Kong Phooey because you're like, oh, he's black?
I know all of everything about him. Yeah, he's the janitor.
Wait a minute, Jerry,
I'm the lonely janitor at the police station.
Is that really that was the premise of it, right? Did he have to like go into an ironing board and slide down?
Slide down into the file cabinet. And he'd come out as Hong Kong Phooey, but the cat usually was the one that was actually solving all the crimes. Like the cat would open the file cabinet or do something. Hong Kong Phooey was a big fuck up.
Hong Kong Phooey. I loved it. It must have been that. I must have liked it. I liked the whole thing, and he was funny. You know, Scatman Crothers he's funny.
Super karate guy.
But the fact that he had to be a janitor.
Where's Scatman in your top 1,000 comedians of the ever? Where's Scatman?
No, he's not on there because he's in a totally different category.
Yeah,
he's
he wasn't
in a different
funny.
category.
You just said he was funny.
No, Hong Kong Phooey was funny.
What the fuck is so funny about Scatman Crothers?
I'll tell you what it is. It's because he's got charisma.
What the fuck?
Charisma that the entertainers used to have. Guys like
You're breaking up, man. You're breaking up. It's like you're in outer space.
He's peeking.
Like you're. Yeah.
Oh, you're muted. Now you're muted.
That was the problem. Is this plug?
Oh, it's your plug. Nope.
Plug it in. Plug it in.
How you now?
Plug it in. Plug it in.
Yeah, plug.
Hello. Now you have no one.
Maybe unplug it and plug it back in. Sounds like you got a short in there. What are those things that you bought?
Right.
These headphones you bought, man.
It's these fucking headsets.
They're $29 headsets, man. What the fuck? They're Fizzy Fuji or whatever the fuck Amazon puts on it. They slap on nonsense words now.
I know.
They steal people's ideas and they just put some fucking Fugazi name on there that doesn't even make sense. It's like Zigzatu.
Roger, those headsets you gave me, the matching headsets, mine just blew up. Is there a battery in here? Maybe that's why.
Maybe it's your port, man.
I yelled so loud that they just... It's nothing to do with my port. I just plugged in my other headsets. They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine now, but then you're going to start laying down. This is going to start rubbing on a button or something.
No, sometimes that
just
happens
don't lay down.
when you open up the appliance and you find out that there's a little teeny tiny battery in there.
Oh, yeah.
So these might be, I don't know. But they made my ears sweat, I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, they're like plastic.
You're talking about Scatman Crothers. That one
Do
time
it.
Fox wanted to do. They did a
Just
remake of
don't grab
Mr.
it. Don't grab it. You sound fine without grabbing it.
Yeah, you can just talk.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Actually,
just yeah.
talks actually
All
sounds
right.
pretty good.
It sounds pretty good.
Do I sound better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound
Those
great.
headsets are shit, Raj. All right, those are now
Yeah,
the
I know.
emergency headsets.
I know.
They don't
Well,
work.
return it. Return and get
Wait,
a.
getting back to Scatman Crothers.
Yes. Yes. The Scat Man. Um,
Loki.
One time they Fox was gonna do a remake of Mr. Ed, and it was a puppet, and they brought me in to do the voice. They wanted Chris Rock to do Mr. Ed's voice, and they brought me
Okay.
in, and they were like, "All right, Chris Rock was gonna do it," and they're like, "Can you do it?" And I'm like, "I can't. I can't do an impression of Chris Rock, but I can do something like it." And they ended up getting Sherman Hemsley.
Whoa.
Isn't that nice? For anyone who doesn't know, Sherman Hemsley, of course, is Jefferson from the Jeffersons. George Jefferson.
Yes, and
right?
Jeffersons. Yep.
Yes.
A very
moving on
very
up.
famous character.
No, but isn't that nice, Jerry? When you go out for a part and the guy who gets it is big or someone that you admire, you're like, okay, I can't argue with that. If I could have got Sherman Hemsley, I probably would have gone with him too.
He's so different too that
I knew I was doing like a temporary, like I could have done it or whatever. They were like, we want to get Chris Rock, but I was just doing it temp. I was doing it for the whatever, so they could show it to people for the pilot, and then they were going to get whoever was going to do it. So they were like, if you can do an impression of whoever we are going to do it, then you can do it.
Oh, I see.
But then even when I was trying to
weird.
do Chris Rock, they were like arguing about it. It was weird because I could hear them arguing about it in the booth, and they were just trying to get it right. Because then they were asking me to do some other stuff, and they were like, can you make him sound old? Can you make him sound like this? But they were just trying to figure out what the voice would be like, So then it kind of made sense. I did see it what Sherman Hemsley did, and it was kind of funny. But the puppet was so bad, the puppet they had doing Mr. Ed, that it was like it just didn't look right. The puppet looked like shit.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't want to use a real horse because of all the stories about how Mr. Ed had been treated on that show. That they were like, there's no way we can use a real horse, so let's just use a puppet.
Like putting peanut butter in its mouth or something to make it talk.
I think like they would,
like the monkeys, they would do that.
But they would also do other stuff to make them uncomfortable, to make them talk. So I don't know. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, they would. They put like those Lancelot Link, those monkey ones. They put peanut butter in their mouths and shit.
Man, I was amazed as a kid by Lancelot Link. It was like a whole world where it was all chimpanzees and he was a detective. It was wild. But you could tell there was something wrong going on here.
Something's wrong. Yeah, it's like,
it was a little weird.
Oh my god, it's like making animals do that shit
in a way that you didn't want it to be spooky.
Right?
It's like this is, yeah. It was extraordinary, but you knew something was up.
Yeah, it was done well, wasn't it? Like they'd shoot like them driving down the street, and it was like an actual shot of a street, and the monkeys sitting there driving a convertible.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Oh
my god!
The animal people were always the strangest. Animal people are fucking funny because they come on to
dressed up in a trench coat and a hat, cigar, smoking a cigar.
Well, they're all like kind of like we're like like guys that run zoos and shit. It's kind of that type of people, Just think of the type of people that we know are famous for having zoos now. And it was it's just shoddy. It's just shoddy, but like.
Yes, it's the worst. You guys have had conversations in the hall with animal handlers, haven't you? And
yes,
they're
all weird.
Worst people. They're all the weirdest,
weird.
Worst people.
Yeah.
You're trying to have a conversation with them, and then they're like, "You shut up!" To us.
Yelling at the animals.
Treat the
Excuse me,
animals.
Knock it off.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go fuck this dolphin. What?
Sure, they have a real good life. They really love. We have a farm. We feed them. Hey, get the hell out of there!
You know what I love? When there's a sketch that's got an animal in it, and they have to make the trainer try to act in the sketch because they're the only one
Who can do it?
who can manage the animal, and so now they got to be in the scene, and this fucker can't act, and they're just trying to get through it.
Oh man, it's so fucking funny.
Working with animals is the worst in every way. It's terrible for the animal. The handler is an awful person no one wants to be around. The sketch is weird because there's a live animal here. We don't know what it's going to do. It's not going to go right. No one's looking at you because there's a goat on stage. Everyone's just looking at the goat. They never do what they're supposed to do. They always stare at the camera. That blows it anyway.
On that movie Year One.
Camera. Dogs are looking at everyone's playing the scene. The dog's looking right in the camera. Like, what the fuck's going on? What about Year One?
We had a fucking tiger on the set. One morning, I got there and there was a huge fucking tiger, like in the back of a F-350 or something. Oh, like holy fucking shit, man! That animal. I mean, it was like the zoo. I had to go look at it, but I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near this thing. Like, what are we doing? Did anybody know about fucking?
No way.
What's his fucking Roy from the fucking Tiger Maul? Siegfried and Roy. Roy got all fucking mauled to shit. And now 3 years later, I got this giant tiger on set. I'm like, come on, man.
Oh,
CGI this fucking thing. CGI the fucking tiger. Ramus, rest in peace.
Raj, I gotta rewatch the Year One. It's not the greatest Ramus movie.
It's not. It's not the greatest Ramus. That's what they say. The kids say it's not the greatest Ramus.
No, you know
not
what
to be confused with famous Amos.
The kids say it's Anus Ramus. They say
it's Ramus's anus. Yeah, because it's not his greatest film. It's his worst film.
They say it's right up there with Multiplicity.
I'm eating the banana.
There's a book about Lancelot Link that's hard to find, but one story, and it's about the monkey escaping wearing a cowboy outfit, and some hippie found him and brought him back to the studio. Here you go, man. You gotta go back where you belong, dude.
Little man.
Here, little man. Back to the studio. Hey, my image of Jerry is frozen. Jerry, are you frozen?
Oh, I am frozen. Hold on. Let me see if I can get me back.
I was like, man, he's giving us stern looks.
No, he was deadpanning. He was deadpanning my story. Lancelot Lake, what a fucking travesty to make those animals do that. When he gets loose, he's got to spend the rest of his life in a cowboy outfit. Because it zips in the back. So
in Year One, we were filming near a fucking monkey sanctuary, and you'd hear them howling. There'd be like monkeys that were experimented on and shit, so they were like insane. Every once in a while, you're like, all right, the set's closed. They're getting too close, or they're getting mad. You can hear them howling. It was fucking crazy.
On the off hours, they get crazy. I went to they had this night thing at the San Diego Zoo where you can go in at night and get the animals, and they are nuts at night. Like the tigers and lions and shit. They're just like pacing.
Really?
Like looking at you, like fucking want to eat you so bad. Like,
oh, because it's killing time, right?
Yeah, it's nighttime.
That's when they stop.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Well, they're
The
fed.
Panthers are just
They're
like,
fed.
I want to eat you so
they're
fucking
right there.
bad.
They're right there in front of me.
If this fucking trashy hillbilly wasn't so fucking quick with the whip, I would make my escape.
So, Raj, you didn't have to work with the tiger, huh?
No, thank goodness it was a different scene.
Now you
And then,
developed a relationship with that mule when you were on Don Quixote, didn't you? With the
I
Dapple?
did. I felt bad for him. He had to fucking the animals had to be in the fucking in the heat working all day. As long as we worked, then it was 12-hour days, right? Anyway, yeah, I did like the donkeys. Then they had to go away. Um, are you saying why didn't I keep my relationship going with?
Why didn't you steal them?
Yeah.
I mean, if I lived in a bigger place, I would have taken him and just lived in the backyard.
You should have
Because he
electric
would.
horsemaned him.
Yep. A donkey.
we
There was a
Was
movie
he? But he
called
was a burro. He's a burro.
Poro.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Are they smaller?
Something. Yeah, they're either bigger or smaller.
I think you might be right.
I think so because I wanted to know because I was working with yeah, he was a good. It was a good voice.
Are donkey
Or
and a
good girl.
burro
I don't even know.
burro and donkey are the same thing?
Well, I
Okay.
apologize. I apologize for
I
being
I don't.
a
Fact check.
burro expert.
What do you want from me? Want me to be a donkey lover? Come on.
Yeah, those guys are great. They'll tell you stories about like. I remember when the Cowboys were good. They were kind of just their own thing. They were really just cowboys. Like this same kind of character has been around Hollywood since it's in the beginning. And there are these dudes that tell you like, yeah, back in the day they used to shoot. What's the one with Dylan, Sheriff Dylan?
Oh, Gunsmoke.
Yeah, Gunsmoke. So you can imagine Gunsmoke went into the 70s, but it was pretty much like 60 to 70, 20
It
years of that.
was. Yeah.
And so they had stories, and it's at the end. The guy who played the sheriff, he goes, yeah, he would take off his belt, and then the day was over. When he took off his belt, that's it. Whole set closed, everyone left. Yeah, because he had actually had an accident where a horse fell on his leg outside of Gunsmoke, and so he couldn't really run around. So you'll notice he really doesn't move a lot in those things. He certainly doesn't run around, and so he's just like, listen, I'm working. I show up at 6 a.m. and I leave at 5 a.m. and that's it. Take off my belt. And so the Cowboys were telling me the stories. Look at fucking Mike.
Who are you talking about? My cat's here. He wants up. Whose belt are you talking about? Come up, Loki. Nope, he ran away.
I'm talking about Santa's belt.
Santa?
No,
I'm sorry, I lost the thread. My cat.
What the hell happened to your cat?
What happened to him? He has a weight problem.
That was like Beethoven, that dog movie. Like there was so much movement and noise.
I'm working on that.
I was telling a very compelling Gunsmoke story.
Why do people have to make a Mr. Ed movie? No, it's not. There's no chance of it being good. John Candy made a talking horse movie, or anyway, somebody
was a
made a
show.
talking horse movie. They got John Candy to do the voice, and I didn't want to go to it.
It was a show.
like,
It was going to
come
be a show.
A
I
live
actually
show?
thought it was. Yeah, it was a show. Yeah, I actually thought it was a good idea. I mean, the way that they were doing it, it was just completely ridiculous. It was almost like a parody of Mr. Ed. I thought it could have been really funny.
So what did he end up looking like on screen?
It looked like a puppet, like
A puppet.
yeah, it was like a big puppet.
I think
like,
that's all right. That sounds like Saturday TV Funhouse. I could see that. But nobody wants to see a movie version of Mr. Ed. Where it's just a talking horse.
it was more like it was more like tongue in cheek, goofy, like what Mr. Ed should have been, But doing the stuff that Mr. Ed would do, like he'd be on the phone ordering pizza, doing shit,
Good.
Let's see what's going on with this phone call.
Yeah.
Get off YouTube.
You don't say.
Get
You
off.
don't say.
Nope, got to pick up Milo from work.
You don't say. You don't say.
Okay, thanks. Sorry. All right, bye. It was the weed guy. I had to take the call.
Gotta take the weed guy. Gotta take the weed guy.
That was the weed guy. Hell yeah, you got to get that.
Hey Horatio, I heard you, remember when you were making so much fun of Bad Bunny at SNL?
Yeah.
30th. What'd you think of the show?
I didn't watch it because I have a hard time. I love Bad Bunny. I support Bad Bunny. I did not watch it because I have a hard time with the language barrier. It's like everything's it's a little too slow, and
it takes double the time. Every joke takes double the time. So
yeah,
it just gets ruined. Yeah.
Yeah, your mind is waiting for a certain rhythm that doesn't arrive.
Yeah.
But God bless him. I mean, it's a second language, which I don't know why the guy doesn't speak English. The guy's from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know about
don't have to.
Oh shit! Hold on 1 second. Now I have to answer. I have to take a call.
It's Roger's dealer.
Hello.
It's the same dude.
What's up? I gotta go. All right. I will see you there.
Yeah.
Are you going?
What were we talking about?
Rush. All right, bye. I'm going to see fucking One Battle After Another at noon.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna go see it. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna go see it too.
Go see it. Everybody go see it.
Tonight,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna fall asleep. I got to pick Milo up. I got to eat dinner. That means the earliest I can watch is at 6:30. That thing's not going to be over till 9:30. I'm going to be fucking asleep. I got to wait till Saturday. Get me a matinee.
See, that's what we're. That's
All
what
right.
I can go.
I love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
You done?
give me a good
Whoa.
report.
Off
Well,
you
that was
go.
it. That was that.
We're coming up. We've been on for a while. We should probably wrap it. When Ron
For a
just
long
runs
time.
off like that, then
I've been staying on while you guys leave anyway. So
monologize. Just talk to the people.
yeah, I usually complain about shit. Complain about like stuff that I've worked on or other comedians. I think last week I was talking about Jamie Kennedy. Remember Jamie Kennedy?
I do. Why do I remember him?
He had a show called The Jamie Kennedy Experiment.
Yes. Was it
like
a pranky thing?
Prank show.
Was it?
And he was an actor. He did he did this movie called about a rapper. He had this character that was like this rapper kid, Straight Out of Malibu. I think that was the movie. It was called. He was like a rich kid that was a rapper. That was his movie. And then I was in a movie with him called The Mask 2, Son of the Mask. So, Jim Carrey made The Mask. And then
from the Mask franchise.
The Mask franchise, yeah. They tried to franchise.
No, I didn't know you were in Mask 2.
Well, that was the whole thing I found.
Not to be confused with the other Mask 2, which was the one with Cher.
The Cher.
Yeah. She adopts a different kid that has a different disease. The whole thing was ill-conceived. But back to Back to the Jim Carrey mask franchise.
Yes. So yeah, Jim Carrey didn't do it. I didn't know this whole story. I ended up like I got in the movie like at the last minute. They filmed in Australia, and they were supposed to be in New York, I think, in the movie. So they needed some black people and then in Australia. So I got in at the last minute. I had to fly to Australia and do this and do a small part in this movie. But I knew Jamie from another friend of mine because they had done a movie together. So they kind of hung out, but at that from the time that I had met Jamie until the time that he'd done the mask, he'd become like kind of huge. And so he made all these anyway. He's made a bunch of these videos on YouTube about how they ended up making the mask, how he made it, because he says it's like the beginning of the end of his career.
Uh huh.
Because it was a big deal. The Mask was a huge movie, and then Jim Carrey didn't do the sequel, and he ended up getting this guy, Jamie Kennedy, to do it.
That's the difference between an actor and a star. Actors just act. That's just what you do. But stars fall.
Yeah, you can't. And it was not like that movie was Jim Carrey. It was him doing the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He made it. You know.
Did Kennedy have to be the mask?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
He did, but not really. It was a little bit different because the mask was his baby found the mask. So in a large portion of the movie, the baby was the mask. It was the
Okay.
character.
Oh, so that's less heavy lifting because no one could fill those Jim Carrey shoes. You got to be like only maybe Robin Williams could do it.
Yeah, and the star actually, and I cannot remember his name, the Welsh actor who it was in the X-Men. Anyway,
Dude, I can't think of any Welsh actors.
He played Loki, which reminded me of that because you're a cat's name.
Oh, that cat. Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of says that movie was the downfall of his career, and I watched him in the director of the movie. They talk about what went wrong with it and how the studio took it away from him. But that director never did another movie after that.
Wow.
But anyway,
so the director went to showbiz jail after that?
I guess so.
Director jail?
Yeah.
Sounds like
he hadn't done much before. He hadn't done much before that. I think he did like a talking dog movie before that.
Oh my god.
But it kind of made sense because that was like a special effects.
I see. So you did a talking dog movie. You should be able to do the mask, right? Like yeah. I've got two good hands here.
Well, I think like you do a prank show, right? You'll be able to fill in for Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah.
A prank show on whatever that network, CW, whatever it was called.
Oh my god.
CW or UPN, one of those networks. It was on that network.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of networks trying to be one of the big three, trying to be the big four. I guess Fox is the only one who really broke through. I mean, there's a lot of little ones now, but now because cable,
yeah. Well, at the time
together.
It was two. It was UPN and WB and Warner Brothers tried to have their own. Then they combined, and they were. They.
What did that turn into?
CW.
They're not around. What did that melt into?
I think it is. I think it still is around.
CW still around?
I think so.
I'm not a big TV watcher. I mean, I do watch the television, but I'm not watching like the typical broadcasting stuff. Because we got DVRs and Fire Sticks and discs and all kinds of stuff. So, sometimes you just want to watch The Price is Right or the news, though.
So yeah, it is definitely still around. It looks like it has some shows that like rain.
Oh, hey Jerry, how come Besser wasn't on the show?
Well, he wasn't supposed to be. I said not Besser.
I know, but why did you take the trouble?
I just find pictures. I find random pictures that I have of
all
of us
Of
or
all the
ratio.
people, what? Let's get Besser on.
I'll try. I haven't talked to Besser in a long time. I don't know what's been going
Me
on
neither.
with the UCB and all that stuff. I have no
You know
idea.
what? He had a lot of crazy, crazy family shit going on at the same time all the UCB shit was going on. And
Oh, really?
then
I didn't know
you
that.
have, yeah, stuff with his parents and all kinds of crazy shit. And now Ian's in trouble. You heard about Ian, I know, I'm sure.
Trouble. Wow. Oh,
Heart,
should I be
his
saying
heart.
this? Oh no. Yeah. No, I won't talk about it
I
on here.
don't
But
think
yeah.
it's a secret. Should I not talk
Oh.
about it? Anyway, Ian's
Yeah.
doing all right. He had a heart issue. He went into
Oh.
like AFib, and now
Oh.
he's out of the
Oh.
weeds, but not out of the woods. But
I
he's
mean, that
doing
can.
good.
My dad was AFib. I mean, that can be serious, but
It
you know,
was,
yeah, with
yeah.
medication, you probably have to get shocked and
It took him 30 minutes.
30 minutes to get back. To get well,
It was touch and go.
it
But
took
he's
my
tough,
dad.
man. His doctors are amazed that he's bounced the way he did.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it took my dad a couple days. So yeah.
To what? To regain consciousness?
Oh no, to get his heart back to on pumping to get to get back on the thing to get back in rhythm.
That There's other stuff going on about that I don't know about. He got an implant put in, which is step one, and then there'll be other
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Did your dad go through that?
Yeah, yeah. He still has the pacemaker,
Wow.
but now those things are so good. Like, now it's kind of like computerized, which is that somebody could get into your pacemaker and fuck you up. But
My mom has
yeah,
it
now
too.
the doctor can set it, from at home. You don't have to go into the doctor's office now.
That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom went through the same thing. It took a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she'd tell me about it while it was going on during those couple days. Then they put the thing in, she came out of it, and it's been fine for years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they say they're monitoring it. But then we hear that Gene Hackman had the same thing, and Hackman and his wife were dead for like a week before anybody knew. And I thought, wait a minute, if they were monitoring his heart, why did they let him?
Well, they
He
got
was
poisoned.
dead for a week. Why didn't they know?
They got
I
poisoned.
know, but he also had one of those,
He had one of those things on, yeah, I know.
thingamajigs in his heart.
Yes. He
Why
did, yeah.
didn't they? Then why weren't those guys alerted? His heart couldn't have kept living without him. The the Gene Hackman heart that wouldn't die. His heart didn't
Yeah,
keep
I don't
pumping
know.
all that time.
Yeah.
So I
don't
thought,
know.
well, then why did it take him so long to find him? I thought that if something happened with his doohickey, that it would alert those guys and they would send somebody over, or at least call the house. At least
know that.
phone.
Yeah, that's supposed to happen.
Maybe I'm wrong. But I thought that was the case. Wait a minute. We've got off track, and I really do need to go soon. But I want to know the end of this story. What was your beef with this cat?
Oh, now he's like gone totally like grifter. So like I was saying that was the end of his career or whatever. So he hasn't acted in a long time. But every time I would see him in L.A., it would be like another step further down, a step further down. Now he's totally like doing conspiracy videos on YouTube.
Are you seeing him live in L.A. or like at the pizza at the corner?
Yeah, I've seen him I see him, in real life, like at audition or something, or whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
this
you
has
bump
been
into him at
years and
auditions.
Years and years. This is over the period of 20 years.
Sure.
So now I'm just seeing him online, like just completely drifting.
Oh, in terms of conspiracy bullshit.
Yeah, now he's doing like conspiracy videos. Yeah.
So anything for a click.
Exactly. So I was just watching some of his stuff, and like, this dude is just out of his mind. Anyway, but yeah,
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop. You finish off.
I
Now
think
this
I'm
is
done.
turning into a program. You're doing what Drew Franklin did before UCB, but you're doing it at the end of the show. Now some of Jerry Miner's busking. Everyone, take it away, Jerry. But improv shows back then, Jerry, everybody didn't just do two Harolds. You didn't just do like a couple long forms. We had these programs where it'd be like sketch, and then you'd finish with improv. And if Drew wanted to do his 10 minutes, he would do that. Like, isn't that kind of the way it was? It was more of a program we would put together.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I do
don't
that?
see that as much. It's just like we're just going to do a set. And then, we have another half hour. All right, we'll just do another set. We got to work. Shoo! Thank you.
Yeah.
And
That's what they were. I mean, that's what the kids are doing. I think low effort is the thing. Kind of like this show. Like if it's not low effort, nobody's gonna watch it.
And if you can't do it low effort, crowdsource. Make the audience do it.
Do it. You do it.
Yeah, you do it. Like these shows where it's like, "Hi, I'm Mike Delaney, and I'm going to do a show with one of you audience members. We don't know who it's going to be."
You're the show.
Yeah. Can I get 4 people to come up on stage? Any 4 people. Can we get some chairs? That's my nightmare. No, I know there's good shows people have done where they've improvised with the audience. I think Mantzoukas did one maybe, where somebody gets someone up on stage and make them look good. But I don't want to go through that.
I hate it. No, it's just not for me, man.
It's not
every
for
time
me
I go to
either.
a show when and the audience start talking to the audience, I'm just like, oh no. I want to be when I'm in the audience. I definitely want to be in the audience. I do not want to participate in your show.
Oh my God, no. I got pulled up on stage in this Broadway show once, and I'm like, yay, I'm gonna be pulled up on stage. But then I'm like, wait, this is making me miserable. And and afterwards, and so you have to work through it. And it was this Bill Irwin and Shiner. What's his name? Anyway, after Shiner's like, I want you in my class. And because we have to get up and do this dumb scene, this really broad scene. And I told Johnny Spanish that I get pulled up on stage during full moon. And he says, and you know what? After the little scene's over, Dave Shiner says to me, and Spanish interrupts and goes, I want you in my class. And I'm like, dude. I said,
I thought that was special.
How the fuck? And he goes, Claudia saw the show. He said the same thing to Claudia. Ew, that's so cheap. Say the same thing
Thought you were special.
I know. He made me feel like I was special for a sec. I got my bubble burst also when Ben Kingsley came over to me. We're all in our spots. We're all on our marks. I mean, we're doing the Dictator. I did one day on the Dictator. And
Sir Ben.
Ben Kingsley's in the scene. And he comes all the way over. He what?
Sir Ben.
What's that?
He's a sir. Sir Ben.
Oh, my God. You're right, Sir Ben. I'm remiss. I sat in his chair. I was fucking tired, man. My feet hurt, and I saw a chair and I sat in it because it had a name on it, and it was his. And he comes walking all the way across. We were in this armory, so it was a long walk. Comes all the way across the armory. He gets to me. He goes, "You're in my chair," and I was like, "Whoa!" So I leapt up. I didn't know it had his character name on it. If it said Sir Ben, I wouldn't have fucking sat in it.
Definitely, right?
So I feel like a heel, right? So later in the day, we're doing this scene, and I got a prompt from the director, and I didn't know what the fuck it was, but I played the prompt anyway. And Ben Kingsley comes walking all the way over to me, and he goes, you said that just right. He said, there's no way you could have known what it meant, but you played it just right. And I was like, thank you. And he goes off. The set was a fucking disaster that day, and Sacha Baron made it so. he made it so they had to turn the whole fucking thing around unnecessarily because they set it up and he goes, no, we're doing it the other way. They do it the other way. You say, oh, we can't do it this way. They're like, we knew we set it up this way because of that. They had to restore it back the fucking way it was. So everybody was pissed. Larry Charles, the director, comes over to me and he's like, what did Ben say? And I was like, he said he liked my read. And he's like, oh, okay. All right. No problem. Because I think he thought he castigated me or something. Because there was a lot of bullshit, I think, going on that day. It was a weird day.
Was that all improvised?
Hell no.
No, it was all script. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, it's no. I think they script frobbed it. I think they did like a Larry David thing. Like we
That's
know
what
what
I
we got
thought.
to
Yeah,
accomplish.
Yes.
They
yeah.
fed me some shit, man. We did
Yeah.
improvise.
Just feed you just your lines. Yep.
They fed us some stuff, and man, I gotta say I was actually on fire for a couple of those takes. They didn't get in the movie. I was so disappointed because, they threw some stuff at me, and it was a whole thing. We were having two different conversations. I was talking about Fox News. I brought up Fox. I'm like, well, Fox said this. And he's like, the thing with the fox is they eat all your chickens. So I keep throwing it. And I'm like, your neighbors have said that your real problem is like, well, my neighbors are Jews. I'm talking about politics, and he's just talking about like farming and all this shit. And it didn't make it. But it made me feel comfortable enough that it was an awkward pause at one point. Raj does this thing sometimes where he goes, how's your penis? And I'll be like, hello. And he'll be like, how's your penis? And it was for some reason, it was an awkward pause. We were standing around with a bunch of these other extras. And so I say to Sasha Cohen, how's your penis? And he lifts up his robe, and under it was this adult diaper. It was so funny. It really cut the tension. And
why do you have a diaper on?
I guess it was part of his character. It must have been part of an earlier bit. It was just beautiful. He had the perfect answer to that question.
Here you go.
And it's not like me. It's not like me to. It's not like me to say that. But I know how Sasha is, just from watching his television programs.
That's funny.
Linda's not the type to be attracted to the Ali G show, but I made sure we watched every one, and we laughed our heads off at Ali G.
I got a lot of those. Yeah, I had a lot of those on tape. First, from BBC before you started showing it on HBO. Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta make bread.
All right, fans. Thanks a lot for hanging out, everybody. I'll stick around for a second.
Peace.
I'll see you next week, buddy. Yeah, I am back, and thanks for hanging out. I did talk to Matt Walsh, so hopefully I can get him on tomorrow. Look out for that, and we'll be talking about some more of the Sacha Baron Cohen stuff, doing stuff. Matt Walsh worked with him also on The Dictator. I think I forgot which movie he did. He did Bruno. He worked on Bruno. Matt also worked on a show called Man Bites Dog that was on Comedy Central. And so we've both done a lot of hidden camera, real kind of shows, half scripted kind of shows. So I wanted to talk to him about that. It should be good. So stick with me. Check us out tomorrow, and I'll see you then. How do I get out of here, though? I think there's I think I have an ending.